Did anyone of you had a role model growing up that you looked up to? Who was it? Was it your teacher? Was it a celebrity? Was it a cricketer? Was it Adolf Hitler? Or was it someone as close to you as your friend? For me, my role model was my mamu. The amount of dedication she put into her work, how she stood up for what she firmly believed in, and how she was juggling her work and at the same time giving us time and love and nurture. It truly inspired me. I think that's the reason why growing up, I was inclined towards issues related to women empowerment. And it was also obvious because I'm a woman myself, and these stories were very personal, and they were also valid. But last October, I realized that I might have overshadowed an equally important issue. It was 15th of October, 2018. It was like any other day. I was going through some YouTube videos when my brother just walked into my room. His expression was pale, as if he'd just seen a ghost. His expression had a hint of urgency, and at that moment, I knew something terrible had happened. He tells me, "I just found out Anup uncle passed away." Surprised, I asked him how. He replied with "I think he had a heart attack." And that was very heart-wrenching for me, because Anup uncle was that uncle in the family who would instantly start dancing the moment the music started playing. He wouldn't just dance alone. He would gather everyone and make all of us dance with him. He was the true definition of life of the party. He was so engaging and so fun that everyone around him could never stay still or quiet. You would either be laughing or chuckling or at least smiling. I still remember that day we went to Monakamana when we had to stay in a huge line. The scorching sunlight and our empty stomachs almost made us regret going there. But then Anup uncle just walks in and starts showing us his street magic. And right then, everybody started getting energetic, and the next few hours went by in a blink of an eye. He was just that engaging. I was still going through all these mental memory books of him when my father just walked in and announced something even terrible. He said, "Anup uncle, he didn't die of a heart attack. He had committed suicide." And at that moment, everything came crashing down. My head was bombarded with thoughts and unanswered questions. Why did he do that? What was going on in his mind? People say that suicide is the cause of long-term depression. Was he going through one? Why didn't he talk to anyone about it? Why did a person like him, who was so full of life, just wake up one day and decide that his own life wasn't worth living? I would think about it over and over again. But I wouldn't get any answers. I would talk to my friends, my family, my relatives. And the first thing that everyone would say was how selfish he was and how he didn't think about his family at all. And for me to judge him like that without any evidence or whatsoever seemed very unfair and very unreasonable. I continued talking to my relatives, and one of the uncles said that Anup uncle, he never really shared his emotions. Whenever anyone asked him about if he's doing all right, he would just try to change the topic and try to deal with it himself. But if you think about it, why wouldn't he? He was a man. And for a man to show his emotions, to be vulnerable, is a sign of weakness. Men have to be strong. They have to give that rough and tough look. They have to be financially stable, not just for themselves, but for their entire family. And as harsh as this may sound, it is true. Even as I look back at my life, all the men in my life, most of them believe in this religiously. Crying would never be an option. Showing their soft side would take a lot out of them. And even when they finally manage to show their soft side, they would be embarrassed. They would use phrases such as, "Keta manche bhaera kaha rune ho?" or "be a man." And no, they didn't do this. They didn't say this out loud to demean women, at least men that I've dealt with. They said it because they wanted to have their masculinity checked. Even as I talk to my dad, I know he isn't a sexist. He's given me equal love, equal respect, equal opportunity that he gives my brother. But when I ask him when was the last time he cried, he would answer with a, "Keta manche ratpatchu kaha huncha ta? Khoi malai ta yadai chaina." And again, he wasn't trying to demean women. He was just raised up that way to act as a man. And you know what? It's actually fine. It's fine if you don't want to show your feelings. It's fine if you don't want to open up to everyone. It's fine if it works out for you. But the question here is, what if it doesn't? How many suicide attempts do we need to realize that this is an important issue? Men are already 4 times more likely to die from suicide than women. This incident is just one of them. There are hundreds and thousands of them, untold and unheard. While this incident has made a huge impact on me, I've been trying to communicate the same to people around me. Earlier, I wouldn't really bother if guys would like to, express themselves or not, because I've had guy friends who would come to me and express their emotions, and I've also had guy friends who wouldn't. They would use humor as their defense mechanism to, avoid showing their emotions. And that was completely fine. But now, whenever I see my guy friends or my brothers or my dad trying to live up to the expectation of the society, I try to remind them that it's okay to feel how you feel. I remind them to take care of their emotions. Because it's completely fine. Even when they come up to me and try to share their emotions, I make a point to at least listen to them. Because they're not just men, they're humans. And humans have feelings. Feelings that can get hurt sometimes. So I've been trying my best to communicate the very same thing to everyone. So here's my attempt. So to all the men present here, you are loved. You are valued. And even though life might knock you off your feet sometimes, it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel helpless. It's okay to show your emotions. Just remember that you don't have to abide by what the society expects you to be like. You can always go back to the people who love and care for you. And I assure you that they will be more than happy to listen to you and help you solve each and every one of your problems, rather to just wake up and realize that you're no more. Thank you.